listen, you got a guy in the draft that we've never seen in the draft before. And how many times do we say that about a quarterback and there you got to go get him? But nobody's ascribing that to Cameron Ward, with all due respect to Cameron, as he's being referred to by the National Football League. And Travis Hunter is sitting there. And the Cleveland Browns are sitting second on the clock. And, you know, everybody's saying he's going there. And I don't blame the Browns for saying, we'll take him if, you know, the Titans are going to take Cam Ward. I don't see anybody but Travis Hunter going to the Cleveland Browns because the Titans are taking the quarterback that they feel they need and is worthy of the first overall pick. And Cam Ward may have a stupendous career and bring a trophy to Nashville. By the way, I think we'd all take off for that Super Bowl parade, even though we have no skin in that game, just to go to Lower Broadway to watch a Super Bowl parade. How sick will that be?
If it's anything like the draft.
Oh, my God. I think it would be.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So, I hope for his sake and the Titans' sake that does happen, because they're passing up on the most one-of-one talent I've seen come out of college football. And that's Travis Hunter. Andrew Berry, the general manager of the Cleveland Browns, was asked about Travis Hunter, and he invoked a name that we have invoked in his regard on this program.
He has to play on both sides to be worth that number 2 pick, because that's kind of how he's viewed, as a guy that can do both versus just is one side or the other.
No, I don't see it that way. I think it's, and I'm going to use a crossword now, it's a little bit like Ohtani, right, where you know, when he's playing one side, he's an outstanding player. If he's a pitcher, he's a hitter, he's an outstanding player. You obviously get a unicorn if you use them both ways.
Andrew, what do you make of Travis Hunter's comments earlier this week about not playing football if you can't play both sides of the ball? How does that affect your strategy?
It really doesn't.
It really doesn't. It shouldn't. Yeah, it really doesn't affect the strategy. Because kid's just saying, you know, it's not worth playing football if I don't do it. And I don't think he's threatening anybody. He's just basically saying, as we said yesterday, if you don't play me in both positions while I'm this age, you're the moron. And I know that's a very difficult word for me to keep throwing around.
But you do.
Oh, I do.
That's 2 days in a row.
It is.
Yeah.
By the way, there's Friday's show. I don't think my opinion's going to change, even on my third take. And here's why.
Tell us.
Because you get the best player available in this year's draft at 2 positions. Cam Ward may be the best player at his position in the draft, right? Ashton Genty is the best player at his position in this draft, correct? Right?
That's what they said.
You can have a conversation about Will Campbell and Armand Membu being the best players at their positions. Tyler Warren is the best player at his position. Abdul Carter is the best player at his position, although Jihad Campbell, who's on this show in hour number 3, Mike Mayock says he's got a higher grade on him than Abdul Carter, right? At that position. So there's arguments to be made. But you got a guy who's the best player at his position in this draft at 2 positions, and very important ones at that. Maybe arguably not the most important one. You can get a terrific receiver in the draft in the second round. I hear that a lot. You can get a great corner in this draft later in the first round. I've heard that before. Case in point, Tennessee Titans, let's just say they wake up Thursday morning next week in Green Bay and go, wait a minute, what have we been thinking? This entire time, what have we been thinking? Guess what? We're going to go with Travis Hunter instead. That means, put up on the screen, Calvin Ridley and Travis Hunter are paired together, as is Travis Hunter and L'Jarius Sneed.
Ooh.
How does that hit you?
It's pretty nice.
Now, Cam Ward can make Calvin Ridley better. And yes, he can make L'Jarius Sneed better because he finds Calvin Ridley. And Sneed's now playing with a lead.
Makes his job easier.
Because Cam Ward can make Tony Pollard better and Tajay Spears better. Not to sound like Cam Ward playing Fortnite, but
I feel you.
You know the roster. Let's say Andrew Berry is so fortunate to draft Travis Hunter. Put up on the screen. Now he's paired with Jerry Jeudy, and he's paired with Denzel Ward.
Okay.
That's not bad, right?
Okay.
Especially him and
All
Denzel
right.
Ward back there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Abdul Carter, you choose him. He could make Myles Garrett better, obviously, and Myles would make Abdul Carter better, and he can make Denzel Ward better because Denzel Ward doesn't have to defend as very long because the guy with the ball has got his ass on the ground.
Imagine Myles Garrett getting better.
Yes.
No.
Oh,
Can't imagine that.
Let's just say the New York Football Giants watch Abdul Carter go second overall, and they get a chance to get Travis Hunter put on the screen. Travis Hunter makes a powerful tandem at the wide receiver spot with Malik Neighbors, right? How do you like that one?
I mean, as a Cowboys fan, I do not like that, but as a football fan, I love it.
And
Man, that's one of the best wide receiver duos in the
we
league.
put Paulson Adebo up on the screen as the new pairing at the cornerback spot, but we could have put Brian Burns up there. We could have put Kayvon Thibodeau up there. We could have put Dexter Jackson up there, right?
Yeah.
Correct?
Because he's going to make all their jobs easier.
That's right. We could have put Brian Daboll up there.
Would also make sense.
Right? Russell Wilson we could put up there. Jameis Winston.
And the crab.
EWs.
Chris, I'm going to do you a solid.
Thanks, buddy.
Don't do it, Rich.
What if
Oh, come on. Don't tease me.
Don't do it.
every hope on your chest comes true? And I don't know how this happens. Travis Hunter falls to 4.
Oh, come on.
Stephon Diggs and Travis Hunter. Christian Gonzalez
Oh,
and Travis Hunter.
best corner duo in the league right there.
Well, Christian, he plays. He's kind of everywhere, isn't he?
He's a dog.
Okay.
He's all pro last year. Let's go.
Let's not forget, again, everybody just considers this guy a great corner, right?
No.
Best receiver in the draft.
Repeatedly, we've been told he's the number one wide receiver in this draft.
I'm just going to do a solid to all of my friends back home. The Jets are sitting there at 7. Now, I've got trade charts up here and whatever. I mean,
Sure. They'd have to move up.
they would have to move up. And the number 2 overall spot, the Cleveland Browns on the trade chart. These trade charts are all where your pick is associated with the number of points, and you've got to put together enough picks using the point system in order to get Andrew Berry to even bite on answering your phone call. So the Jets sitting at 7th overall, their pick is worth 1,500 points. The Cleveland Browns pick is worth 2,600 points. They'd have to use their first-round pick and, a lot more. They don't have a second-round choice, thanks to how great everything worked out with their Green Bay friends. Okay. That said, just put it up on the screen. Just figure it out, Jets. You got them the 2 rookies of the year from a couple years ago, Sauce and Garrett Wilson, have Travis Hunter. Come on. You see where I'm picking up with the unicorn stuff? And let me just drive the point home that I drove home on First Take today, which technically was my second take on this because I've said it here on this show. I treated this show like it was First Take. Even though we don't have a topic bar or a split screen or, I don't know. I got to talk to Orlovsky when I see him next time. Every single time he's on First Take, the look that he has while he's listening to the arguments, it's just like,
What?
and the split and those screen grabs don't do him any favors. At any rate, I said it before, I'll say it again. It would take a ton of draft capital for this to happen. Again, the point total associated with the Browns selection is 2,600 points. The 12th overall pick belonging to Dallas is 1,200 points. They'd have to make up 1,400 points. Their second-round draft choice is worth 480 points. They're halfway home by giving up their first and second for this. They'd have to dip into next year's draft to make up the difference. But if you're like, why would the Dallas Cowboys do this? They give up their first and second round draft choice to do this. Well, let's just say at 12, they'd get the best corner remaining on the board. And in the second round, they go ahead and they get the best wide receiver still available on the board. Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
This guy is both.
And you
It's marvelous.
And you pair him with CeeDee Lamb and Trevon Diggs. And you bring this star power and spotlight to Dallas.
Oh, TJ.
Now, this used to be what the Dallas Cowboys were all about. Let's get the biggest stars. Let's make the biggest splash. Let's have everyone talk about us. And as I told Stephen A. today, because his response was, I don't want that. Did you hear what his response was, TJ?
It's something they
I don't want this to happen to him because I like him a lot and I want him to win, and he's not going to win in Dallas. And my response to Stephen A. was, yeah, but what I'm saying is you would win, Stephen A. You would win. Just think about
we all would win.
Number of segments you would be talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
The content.
Oh, my God.
He's a closet fan of us anyway, so yeah, he would love it. Rich, why are you doing that to me, dog?
Because it's the truth. It's a fact. It's a fact that this is what you get if you draft this kid in this year's draft.
CD and Legs and Diggs and Deron Bland. And
oh, my God.
Super Bowl trophies.
Oh, yeah, and don't forget Micah up front.
Micah.
And Dion back in the fold in some peripheral way.
Schottenheimer Coach of the Year.
Or Dion's lording over Schottenheimer, which, as you know, is in the world of the spell my name right.
It's also
my
thing,
favorite
man.
is squirrel. There is less pie, Jerry Jones world.
The thing.
This is what matters.
There is less Pat.
So, can you tell I'm high on Travis Hunter?
Yeah, a little bit.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.